And now, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the Firma Group, Oscar Hilado.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As I was approaching the table over there, I told myself that this is probably as close as I can get to sitting at a state banquet table. I've never sat around a table that big. On behalf of the Board of Trustees of the FINMA Education Network, but beyond that, on behalf of the Board of FINMA Inc. and FINMA Corporation, I wish to welcome you all and to thank you for your presence this evening. The journey that Chito wants to show to you today that he has been through, that we have been through, is a journey of 10 years. It's pen at 10. But the journey of the FINMA Education Network really goes back almost 50 years before those 10 years. One of the founders of FINMA is seated at that big table over there. And he's the one who has outlived them all, was Sisip. Will you please give Mr. Sisip a big hand? Mr. Sisip joined Ambassador del Rosario, Ramon del Rosario Sr., Don Filimon Rodriguez, Ernesto Escalera, and a few other friends whose names are not familiar to young people like you, like Leonidas Virata, Carlos Palanca, to form an institution that believed that the Filipino can do it. That the fate of the Filipino should be in the hands of the Filipino. That was the organization that FINMA was. And they had all of 112,500 pesos to start FINMA. We'd become a bit bigger than that, but we have grown to be a company of, right now, running about 20 different companies in various sectors of the economy with assets north of 23 billion pesos. We started as a cement company, the smallest cement company in the country, which grew to become the largest cement company by the middle 90s. We went into steel roofing operations, which is headed here by Art Florendo. We went into glass making, which was an enterprise championed by Charlie Palanca. We went into oil exploration, which was the beginnings of what is now a very much changed company, TransAsia Oil, changed in its priorities because it is now more into power than oil. We went into oil refining. We went into paper manufacturing. We were the largest sugar plantation owners in Negros Occidental. We had one of the largest coconut plantations in the island of Siasi in Sulu. We were in properties and still are in properties. And so we were into many things. Today we are celebrating 10 years of an enterprise that has grown again from a very small seed to what is now a network of schools with an enrollment numbering some 31,000 students and growing, I understand, to 38,000 by next year. Ramon and I have both been very much involved in education in the last several years. Both Ramon and I have served as chairman of the board of De La Salle University at different times. That exposure that led Ramon, who, as you know, is FINMA's chief executive officer, to decide that this was an activity that FINMA wanted to get into. The driver of the whole thing was this desire to make life better for the Filipino. We decided that we wanted to serve the underserved people of this country. And so we set up schools in Cabanatuan, Cagayan de Oro, in Iloilo, in Pangasinan. It's been tough because we had a lot of learning to do. And it's been tough because we were serving a population that is very vulnerable to economic movements. But we were lucky. We were able to get Chito to shepherd the development of the education network. And we call it the FINMA Education Network because I think we had a lot of learnings from our business experience, and we felt that there was a lot of synergy that was possible in education. And so we decided to put together the back room, so to speak, of these universities and put together marketing programs that went across the different schools. Exercised best practice because each school had certain strengths that others could learn from. And that's what brought us to where we are. We still face many challenges. You have K+12, you have ASEAN 15, you have many challenges abroad. We charge tuition in our schools of 25,000 pesos effectively with the scholarships that we give per year, not per semester. Whereas the three schools, well, not the three schools, but the two schools, the green and the blue, charge tuition 5 times, 6 times what we charge. And yet we aspire to give good education. And now we're seeing the fruits of all that effort, your efforts at bringing up the quality of education for your students. I share in the passion that each one of you has for making a difference in the lives of people that you educate. Thank you very much.